Jacob, can you kind of just talk a little bit initially about DK and your conversations with him ever since the diagnosis?
Yeah, obviously went down in the game, got the news late Sunday night. Was obviously worse than we originally thought, but the good thing is as Coach Luke probably mentioned, that the long term, everything is going to be good. Unfortunately, we're going to miss him for the rest of the season, but he's in great spirits. I mean, he was out there today. I mean, he's essentially a second coach. That's what we talked about. He's going to be kind of my second eyes on the field and helping us, with everything that he sees and helping those young guys out and helping, just see what the defense is doing. But obviously, unfortunate for him. I know how hard he's worked. That's the part that's probably the hardest, is just knowing how much time and effort he's put into this. But again, we have full confidence in Braylon and those guys, and excited to see how they perform on Saturday.
Have y'all gotten as far as like a timeline for surgery and a recovery timetable or anything?
Yeah, nothing yet. They're in the process right now trying to find the right person. We don't want to rush that. We want to make sure he's the best care for him. But it's in the process right now, but nothing's finalized or set.
Phil was talking yesterday about not wanting to replace DK, but just trying to do what you can to up the production. How are you going to try to go about that?
Yeah, Braylon has had a tremendous season. I think it was week one, against Texas Tech, got a lot of reps, made some big plays in that game. And, week two, Lodge was out with an injury. I think he had over 100 yards receiving. I mean, I trust him 100%. I mean, he's learned from those guys. I mean, and he's a starter in our mind. I mean, he's been going with the ones all fall camp. He's been going with the ones even during practice. And so really excited about, seeing what he can do on Saturday. I mean, he had a good game this last week, had several catches, and, just looking forward to, just throwing him out there and letting him do what he does during practice every week.
Would y'all move AJ out there a little bit to give you more physicality, similar to DK's out there?
We can always do that. I mean, AJ knows that stuff. He did it that all spring, our first spring here. But again, we always got that availability with our offense to move guys around, and it's something if we had to do it, we could. But, I mean, AJ will be starting the game in the slot. Nothing new, nothing different there.
If you do end up doing that, what are kind of the biggest differences, I guess, in kind of the intricacies of playing inside and outside?
A little bit easier releasing inside because you don't get as much true press coverage. But, again, that's AJ played outside his whole life, and, again, it's nothing new. I mean, he's a football player, and to play this at this level in this league, I mean, you're always going to be having to maneuver defenders, whether you're in the slot or wide out. And, our offense is our offense. They sit in the same meetings every single day, the slots and the wide out, so they know it all. But, again, AJ has proven as a mismatch in the slot, and, because of DK's injury, we're not going to, change what we do. We got guys that we trust and know that we'll get the job done.
What's the trickle down? Who takes Braylon's place now?
Obviously
Weber?
Weber has had a tremendous camp, has done a great job, made some plays this year. Miles Battle still has some availability. He's played in 2 games. I mean, we still got 2 games to play with him. He's been practicing all fall camp, all the season with the 1s and 2s as well. And then Elijah Moore is a guy as well that brings a little bit something different if we had to do that. We have confidence in him. He was out there doing a little bit of it today as well.
Longo mentioned something about, maybe even moving the tight ends at times. A couple of, maybe Pellerin or Cooley or Knox out there just.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's always something we can do as well. But, again, I mean, we're fully confident in Braylon. We're fully confident in Alex. We're fully confident in AJ and Lodge and those guys. I mean, it's, losing DK, again, as you mentioned, you're not going to replace DK Metcalf. I mean, he's a tremendous kid, brought a lot to the table, but we feel good about our depth and where we're at right now.
Jacob, what kind of challenge does Auburn's defense present for you guys on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously that's when you're talking about some of the top defenses in the country every single year, not even just in the conference, but in the country, they're always going to be up there. They got long corners, they got physical corners, they got experienced secondary to go along with the fast physical front. So it's an SEC defense, no different than last week. You're going to have to be on your game, and you just got to perform and execute the play that's called. We're not. At this point, we know the offense, we know what we're going to do, and we're going to try to put them in the best situation, be successful. And so just want to go out there and execute and play with tempo and do what we do and do what we've been doing the last few weeks.
You guys played in rain Saturday night. Chance of rain Saturday, maybe. I mean, you guys do anything different? I mean, gloves, no gloves, anything like that? when you're-
I don't know if any of y'all were there Saturday, but we went out pregame, and, you know, I mean, they were catching the ball with, I remember Braylon Sanders caught a one-handed ball on the sideline, and I was like, wow. I mean, it was I think it kind of ignited everybody. He caught a phenomenal ball, and everybody was catching it. Jordan, you know, was throwing it and spinning it, and I think if you make it a big deal, it's a big deal. But I mean, they play in the elements all the time, and I mean, it's with the gloves and things of that nature these days. It's really not an issue unless it's just a hurricane type deal out there. Then we may have to make some adjustments. But no, it's nothing you really have to worry about too much. I think those guys, you know, they focus. They know that you have to look the ball in a little bit more in weather situations and just do the little things a little bit more in terms of the eyes to the tuck and things of that nature.
Where is DeMarcus Gregory in his recovery?
You know, DeMarcus is rehabbing right now. He's out there doing some post-practice stuff. Should be cleared here in the next few weeks to be able to do a little bit in practice. You know, again, he's coming along. You know, unfortunate for him that, you know, that injury happened, I think, the second day of fall camp. And again, we just didn't want to rush anything coming off the other injury. It was something, you know, obviously different, but just want to be smart and not rush anything, make sure that long-term everything was fine. Because again, it's no different. You want to make sure the longevity of his injury and the longevity of his career was the most important part. And again, I think he'll be somebody you'll see out there in the next few weeks starting to get a little bit more integrated into practice.
Would y'all play him in a game or two this year if he
I mean, if the-
reached that point?
If the opportunity presented itself, obviously, I don't know if he would be in football game shape, but, you know, again, we'll kind of go down that road if it presents itself. But again, he's been in all the meetings. He knows everything that's going on. I wouldn't, you know, in terms of the mental aspect of it, I wouldn't worry about it because he's been in there and heard all the meetings and things of that nature.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.